What is going on, guys? This is Student Investor. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 crypto projects that I'm going to be investing in coming 2022 all the way up to 2026. The reason why I'm doing that is because I have a 5-year plan. Haven't uploaded the video yet, but it's going to be on the channel pretty soon, so I encourage you to subscribe, because within that video, I'm going to be explaining how I'm going to take my personal net worth to as close as possible to the 6-figure mark by the time I turn 26, or by the time the year hits 2025. We'll see if I hit that goal or not, but that video is a bit comprehensive. But if you guys like the nitty gritty of how to grow your personal net worth, I highly encourage you follow along, because I talk about this all the time. But in this video specifically, I'm going to be talking about the 5 crypto projects that I believe I'm going to diversify myself, my own money, and put it into these projects and see where it heads in the future. Of course, you already know I'm heavily invested in A.P. If you're a return viewer of the channel, you would know that my first video is an A.P video. But I'm going to need to do some diversification. As with my Robinhood portfolio, I'm spread across multiple sectors, but I'm not so spread across multiple sectors in the crypto market. And diversity is important because you don't want to wake up one day, and specifically when a certain market is down, you don't want to be affected by that. So there are a lot of things that I have to cover, but of course, stick along, and I think you're going to find the current information valuable. So what are these 5 crypto projects that I'm talking about? Of course, one of them is already A.P, so you don't have to worry about that. A.P is always going to be a holding within my crypto portfolio. It is such a strong long-term investment that I believe that I'm never going to get rid of it. Of course, I'm heavily invested in it, and for the year 2022 and onwards, I'm going to be constantly investing and allocating some money to that. If you want to end that video about A.P, I highly suggest you go back into the channel and check out my other A.P videos. But we are going to be talking about the other 4, knowing that A.P is included. One token in particular that I think I'm going to be diversifying in, or no, not think, I will be diversifying in, is Gala. So if you don't already know about Gala, I'm going to be explaining what Gala is so you get a quick overview of what it is. It tokenizes, it's a cryptocurrency that allows different type of players or even developers to develop on the platform and allow its platform to utilize a sort of payment system which uses Gala, and in turn keeps the internal in-game economy within itself. So that's like extremely complicated. Please simplify that, because if you're a novice crypto investor, you probably had no idea what I'm talking about. So here's the gist of it. The reason why I'm investing in Gala is a quick summary. I am a gamer, okay? I've spent quite a bit of money on personal in-game items that have no real worth outside of the game. And of course, no resale value at all. It's simply a commodity. And in order to get a piece of that pie, Gala is the closest thing to that, because otherwise there is no way you could invest in a digital economy or the centralized economy within a video game. In order to do that, you probably have to hold the company that develops the games. But Gala is different. Gala, somebody could develop a game and use its API and use this platform in order to, solidify it and build the foundation for that in-game economy. So when there's things like cosmetic items, NFTs, digital items that the end user could purchase, the player could purchase, all of that is stored within their ecosystem. And when that happens, that adds value. So I'm thinking of it like as a long-term play, because I think this type of gaming, or this type of evolution within gaming, is very, very prominent. It's something that's been going on for years. In-game purchases, micro purchases has always been a thing. There's already digital currencies like V-Bucks and stuff like that. So this is really solidifying that sort of growth within a token or within a coin. And I really like that, because I think it has very high upside potential. So with that, Gala is one of those cryptos that I'm going to be putting my money in coming 2022. Second cryptocurrency up on the list is Yearn. So Yearn.finance is a very popular one. Specifically, Yearn.finance is built on the Ethereum network. So if you don't know what the Ethereum network is, it's one of the main blockchains that are out there alongside with Bitcoin. Ethereum is like the second most popular one. Very popular right now in terms of investment. but I'm not going to specifically be investing in Ethereum itself because I want value somewhere else. And of course, I need to diversify. So I can't just solidify my money in one place. And yes, I could just leave it there as a store of value. I kind of want to diversify and go different ways and different directions with the money. So that way I could wake up to more money, of course. So Yearn.finance is, one that I did some research in and one that is quite an expensive purchase, sitting at around $33,000 at the time of this recording. Of course, I don't have $33,000 to invest, so I'm going to be investing partially and gaining partial shares within Yearn. But the reason why I think Yearn has very good upside potential and is a very good long-term play is because it's basically like a digital currency bank, and it allows you to be your own bank. So it has a bunch of cool features. Specifically, the ones that I want to talk about today are the vaults. Traditional finance, the most relevant product that is like a vault in the real world is known as certified deposit, CDs, savings accounts. And those today are quite literally trash. I mean, if you put your money into a CD or a savings account, you are earning no type of annual yield, and you're most likely, if you really do the calculations accounting for inflation, you are losing money every single time you put more money into a savings account or a certified deposit, because the yields simply aren't high enough to beat the price, the rising, to beat inflation, to beat the inflationary prices of everything around you. Because if everything goes up in value, you're going to need to grow your money that much more to make up the difference. So Yearn.finance allows you to do so, and it specifically does a thing called yield farming. Yield farming is important because in terms of cryptocurrencies currently offer much higher yields than traditional banks already. So Yearn.finance kind of takes that to the next level, in which you could deposit certain cryptocurrencies and put that within vaults, more like CDs or savings account to those to people that aren't into crypto. It's much like that, but APYs are insane. I mean, if you come look at this, you probably see curve and a bunch of lettering that does not make no sense. It doesn't really have to make sense. All you got to know is that Yearn is the platform for which somebody could come in here. They could create their own savings account, create their own bank, essentially, be decentralized, meaning they have no sort of public information out, no sort of public information that could be leaked. They don't need a name, an address, a social security number. All of that stuff gets thrown out the window, and it simply strips banking down to the basics, and it allows for much higher yields. That's very important to me, and I think that's very important to other people around us, because decentralized finance is a very hot topic. And of course, it could help a lot of people, because people that are undocumented and don't have access to traditional banking services, if they learn and if they take the time, they could do things like this, and it goes beyond that. So their savings accounts, and check this, it's a bank as well. So you see borrowing APYs in front of me, and also lend APY, two different things. And depending on the cryptocurrency that you use to collateralize or put a down payment on that, specifically whichever cryptocurrency you have, you could take out the equivalent or leverage your money at that. So like, this is just like a crazy example, but let's run a scenario for you. Let's say there's somebody that is undocumented. They have no access to traditional banking, so they can't even get a personal loan, but they want to invest their money and they want to diversify their money. If that person knew about Yearn.finance and they put in enough collateral, like a down payment in cryptocurrency within this system, they could technically leverage their cryptocurrency and take out more cryptocurrency than what they deposit, go and withdraw that cryptocurrency to a wallet, sell that on the open market, get the money in hand like physical cash, and then go and diversify, pay off bills, reconciliate credit cards, buy a house. It's very powerful stuff. This stuff is all on the table. This is decentralized finance. So this is the finance that the government doesn't want you to know about. And it's the reason why crypto is so controversial, because there's really no identity to it. But I think that's the point, and I think that's a very strong investment coming 2022 and beyond. So it's going to be the reason why I'm putting my money into it. Yearn.finance, I believe, is going to be a very big play in terms of banking and decentralized finance, and I think it's one of the biggest players out there. Oh, I've been waiting to talk about this one because this one has been on the media. This one's been talked about a lot. I'm sure you guys heard of it, but Decentraland, I'm going to be investing in Mana. Mana is going to be another outlet for me to diversify my portfolio and get in tune with the NFTs, the virtual real estate of cryptocurrency and the blockchain. It's a big talk of the town right now. Everybody knows about it, but if you haven't heard the news, people are paying like egregious amounts for digital land. So within this is like essentially a game, what it is, and then within this game is completely decentralized, and nobody has centralized control over the world, but players and just regular people could come in here. They could buy virtual land. They could build anything on top of that virtual land, whether it's a mall, a casino, like a digital casino in which people like could go in the game and actually like gamble like real cryptocurrency and gain more crypto. I've seen it. It's pretty crazy. And I think that sort of ecosystem and that sort of value is extremely strong, considering that gaming is already like a multi-billion-dollar industry, if not a multi-trillion-dollar industry with the current history. The Decentraland offers a lot of ways to capture value. Players could come in there, play games, and earn digital items which have like real world physical value. Like, I mean, like, these items aren't just items that you hold cosmetically that traditional gamers like me know. These are like items that you could sell. Like, these are like NFT items that have an owner, that have a price tag, that could be sold on the open market, and you could like recoup your investment, buy certain things, sell it at a different time at a later date for a higher or lower price. And that sort of ecosystem is valuable, on top of having virtual real estate in which players could buy plots of virtual land and they own it. Like, they own it. There's nobody that could tell them and strip the land away from them. They could do things and lease out the lands and have bigger companies come in and build on top of their lands, make virtual casinos. This is already happening, and the news is quite like crazy because the 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 upside potential is extremely high. I mean, like, if this becomes like an actual thing, the metaverse, and then just this idea in general, this concept is huge. Like, it's huge. But if you search the news, Adidas have done things like minted like actual like digital Adidas within this game, and it's crazy. Like, Atari has invested within the metaverse. Nike has done it. There's a bunch of reputable companies out there that are like actually buying plots of land, because I think, and this is how I think it's going to be. I think there's going to be a time where, instead of also going to the physical location of a store, like let's say the Apple store in Manhattan in New York, you could also load up your game. You say you want to buy the new iPhone, and you could like go in game, go within the Apple store in a virtual land, go in there and physically purchase like an item digitally that arrives to your physical address. Like, it's really hard to wrap your mind around, and it's like very loopy when you think about it. Like, what? Like a digital store? It's more than a digital store. Like, I mean, it's something that I think has potential. Of course, I can't allocate as much money to it because this is like the riskiest of the riskiest cryptocurrency investments that I could make. But if it turns out good, it turns out good. Of course, I'm not going to be putting too much money into it, but if there's anything that has the most upside, it'll be the Decentraland. Lastly, the fourth cryptocurrency on this list is Polygon Matic. This is a very popular sidechain that is built on Ethereum, and it tackles the Ethereum faults. Ethereum is not good at certain things. It has very high like gas fees. It has limitation in terms of scalability. So people that want to use Ethereum, like the blockchain itself, and built upon that network, it's very hard to do so. So Polygon Matic, which is the actual crypto Matic, is what I'm going to be investing in. It offers value by allowing developers to build certain platforms and apps within the Ethereum like blockchain without having to like deal with all the headaches that comes with that, because I know how important it is to have scalability as somebody that's very tech savvy and into programming. I know how, load balancing works. I know that when things go to scale, it's very important that they work properly. And especially if you make a big app and you have lots of internet traffic, all of those things have to be accounted for and they have to be programmed. It's not always a perfect system, but that sort of implementation is left up to the developers. And I could very much see, bigger companies having developers build on the blockchain for reasons besides the technologies that are out there, like security reasons. It's very secure, and they could do varying things with that. But the reason why I believe Matic has also huge upside potential is because that sort of value is not fully realized yet. The blockchain is fairly new, and Ethereum is also fairly new as one of the second popular, main chains that is out there coexisting with Bitcoin. I think Matic offers a very, very, very priceless solution to a problem that I think is going to be a non-issue in the future, because many companies don't know how to utilize the blockchain and they haven't figured out how to develop on it. But the second you know, bigger companies like Amazon, Walmart, Target, all these companies decide, and conglomerate and figure out how to get their developers to utilize the blockchain technology that is beneficial for them. And if they decide to build on Ethereum, Matic will be something that they look at because it's an API to plugging into the blockchain. It allows them to do certain things. It's very complicated. I'm gonna have to make a separate video on this one entirely because from a tech savvy standpoint, it's very interesting. But from somebody that isn't technologically advanced and that doesn't keep up with the blockchain, it's very hard to understand. But basically, all you have to know, if you're a developer, this is priceless. So as somebody that's really into development and has programmed things before, I think Matic offers that type of value in which it could really, really have really good upside potential. And it's something that is here to stay so long as Ethereum is here to stay. I believe Ethereum is here to stay, and so is Bitcoin. So it's a very good investment, and it's going to be the last cryptocurrency that I invest in. Wow, that was a very, very long video, and one that took some time to record. But of course, if you guys are liking the content, please comment, like, subscribe, share this with people that that are within the crypto space. And if you want to stay in tune with my videos, I highly suggest you subscribe because, the point of making this channel is to educate the younger audience about investing and how I believe it's important and it's also vital to your success. And in order to do so, it's important to instill and create a community in which like-minded people or people that want to invest have a safe place to talk about finances. That's pretty much why I created the Student Investor. I have some merch in the description, so if you guys want to support me directly, if you guys feel like the growth of the channel deserves some money being dropped and you guys want to just show your love, I highly suggest you go open that description, go look into the channel description because I have a link there to my Amazon merch. I've created some merch designs that I think you check out. It looks pretty cool, so if you're into crypto investing, maybe you get that for yourself or get it as a gift. No matter what you do, guys, stay invested, learn the markets, learn and grow your portfolio so you won't have to work as hard, hopefully.